Learning to love yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's the greatest love of all. Hey, I'm Joshua Teaches, and today, as we continue with Black History Month, I'm reminded of the great voice. In fact, one of the greatest of our times in Whitney Houston, who said in one of her songs, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. You know, she said so many great things in that song, and it's one of my favorites. But today, as we focus on the rapid way to win, I'm asking you to reflect not only on the great music that African Americans have contributed, but what about the music inside of you? See, today I'm asking you to dig deep and learn to love yourself. Why? Because when you know yourself, you add so much more value to those around you. And so I'm asking you this Black History Month to do your family research. See where your family came from. Understand the struggles and the triumphs, because as you learn to love yourself more, you have to get to know yourself to do that, in my opinion. You can become more valuable and great. You know, she also says in the song, people need someone to look up to. Ladies and gentlemen, you are those people who others need to look up to. Oftentimes I'm asked, Joshua, why do you do what you do? Why are you a professor? In today's climate, why would you be a criminal justice professor? Why? Why would you have even gone to law school? Why did you work in law enforcement as a deputy sheriff? Why? Here's why, ladies and gentlemen. Because as I did my family research, as I learned more and more Black history, if you will, I learned of the mistreatment of our people down through the years. And I said, I am going to do what my mom said and be the change I seek in this world. I'm going to single-handedly go to work in law enforcement and do opposite. I'm going to respect and not disrespect. I am going to go to law school, learn the law so that when I teach individuals and when they pull folks over, they do it upholding the law and with decency, so that I can teach people who can go on and be individuals of integrity, who are lawyers, who are law enforcement officers, who are clerks of the court, and you name it. And I have done it, and I will continue to do it. And so that's what my path has been. But you know, as I work with the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, I wrote a piece, and that piece is a large part of my gift as well. And I'm a poet, and I get to share that as well. And so this Black History Month, not only do I ask you to learn to love yourself, but I'm asking you to figure out what your gift is and spread it. Here's a piece I wrote about 20 years ago now, but it goes like this. I'm captivated while gazing without patience at the faces planted behind the signs that reminds my mind of slavery. You see, these metal bars and iron chains got destiny stained and blemished as painful cries for us eyes who despise to know they finished. You see, it was a box of lies from the beginning that encompasses the whole race that they thought they were running, while in reality giving chase to hopeless goals that only gain their souls in the end. So yeah, I support you, my sisters. Whatever happened to our men, whatever happened way back then, that's got us standing way back and down like fallen angels, remnants of kings and queens desperately searching for their crowns, definite of purpose but void of the style that should shape their very lives. My brothers, why can't your child's mothers be your wives? See, I was taught not to hate, but it's these things I don't like, because now we're forced to raise a generation without a family in sight, and the hurt and pain, well, it punishes me as I investigate the matrix. And as I gaze out of my window, I'm crazy and scream, I can't take this the way this place is. Nobody has true dreams. They all lust. In fact, they don't know how to dream because it's never been discussed. Emotions aren't cultivated. So not too many know themselves. And as minds are molested by the media, music, it devastates and it melts the very fabric of our existence, erasing morals, deleting ethics, replacing our children's school books with dope, and then interjected weapons. You see, reality, well, it's on TV, so not too many know how to live as sex sells our Black people by the bundles to the hill. Whatever happened to our people? And yeah, I pose this same question to the crooks, victims of their own future, but still confused and somewhat shook. You see, our youth, they don't know the truth. With aching spirits, their bodies bleed, and history is a hidden mystery, all because they cannot read. Because of us, they cannot see that their role models couldn't care less about the lives that they destroyed, vainly training to be the best, destroying futures, and snatching hope out of the hands of the helpless. Riddle me this. How come we call them successful people anyway and support those who don't help us? Must I re-expose those who really pose the greatest threat? They're the ones making millions by making movies and music that disrespects and degrades while sending waves and waves of misguided missions the uncles and auntie Toms contracted to keep us in our poor condition. You see, the more I fight, the more the opposition begins to oppose me. I squint to see if what I'm witnessing is really happening, you see, because grabbing at me are the thoughts that I may not make a change for the betterment of my brothers and sisters. Man, I'm in pain. Wake up. Wake up. Am I the only one who sees this? Is this the way we want to live? Is this something that we're pleased with? Because what I see, I just can't sleep with. In fact, I'm so displeased with the way we turn our heads, allowing the media to do as she pleases with our generation, our future, our tomorrow, and today as we sit back on our hands and what if our lives away saying, I should do this today, or I could do this today, or I would if I could, or I'll make a change someday. Let me tell you, these paralyzed ambitions provide conditions for defeat. And they'll continue to do so until we stand and make them cease. My brothers, I love y'all so, but we can't live low forever. We got to reclaim our throne and stop worshiping the devil. We got to find ourselves back to the head of the house and quit racing the streets, rushing to wipe ourselves out because prisons are packed. Hospitals are full and graveyards, they overflowing. And I hear you, we got a lot going on, but riddle me this, where are we going? And sisters, make up your minds that you'll stop making up your bodies. That you'll stop making up your bodies with its nomadic attire, chasing after the ungodly because you're beautiful without the make-believe makeup. So let's be for real. We gotta leave this prison cell because life, ladies and gentlemen, life is hell behind this steel. I'm captivated. It's one of my gifts. I don't show it much on social media, but that's called captivated. I wrote about 20 years ago. You've got a gift. And I would argue that you've got a lot of gifts hidden in plain sight. So today, I'm asking you, love yourself. People are looking for someone to look up to, and I'm asking you to be that person. Hey, I'm Joshua Teach Us. Today we talk about history hidden in plain sight, and I know you got some gifts inside of you hidden in plain sight. Be that. Become the history that we learned about tomorrow. As Whitney Houston said, the greatest love of all is learning to love yourself. Invest in yourself, and then, as a great book that I read says, and then give yourself away. I'm Joshua Teach Us. Have a great day.